Are we alone in the universe? This evidence suggests we aren't. For this list, we're exploring the most famous, debated, and unusual videos of unidentified flying objects. Number 10. The ISS Light Beam. In 2016, a video from NASA's live feed of the International Space Station appeared on YouTube, seemingly showing an object entering the atmosphere. The feed was abruptly cut off, leading to suspicions. However, subsequent footage showed a similar object departing Earth, followed by a bright beam of light. Were these UFOs leaving Earth? Number 9. The STS-48 Incident. Launched in 1991, the STS-48 mission aimed to deploy satellites from the Space Shuttle Discovery. On September 15th, footage captured objects zooming by and bright lights flashing in Earth's orbit. While NASA attributes this to ice particles, some remain skeptical. Number 8. Kokoda Lights. The Kokoda Lights phenomenon emerged in the wake of the release of A Star Wars and A Close Encounters of the Third Kind. On December 21, 1978, New Zealand's Kokoda mountain range grabbed headlines when a cargo plane crew spotted house-sized lights flashing around the aircraft for several minutes. Thousands of UFO documents from the New Zealand Air Force have been released under Freedom of Information laws, covering sightings dating back to 1954. Air traffic control specialists from Wellington tracked the lights, which an Australian television crew then captured in color. The TV crew joined the cargo plane's next flight from Wellington to Christchurch, where they filmed a giant illuminated orb shortly after takeoff. New Zealand's Ministry of Defence has offered several possible explanations, including lights from boats, cars, or Venus. But alternative theories abound. Some suggest it might have been an unusually bright sighting of Venus or simply radio and light wave transmissions. Nonetheless, for believers, the mere publication of such sightings is significant. Number 7. The Phoenix Lights. The Phoenix Lights have inspired a documentary and multiple horror movies, but what really happened on March 13, 1997, remains a mystery. In what became one of the largest military cover-ups in United States history, there were two phases to the incident. First, a V-shaped formation was spotted flying over Phoenix, although little footage exists. The second event saw 5 circular lights floating in the night sky, with many sightings occurring from 3 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. Despite numerous photographs, videos, and eyewitness accounts, a giant question mark still hovers over Phoenix. While the U.S. Air Force attributed the lights to military flares, many have contested this explanation. Even Arizona Governor Fife Symington described what he saw as otherworldly. Number 6. The Chilean Navy. The Chilean government agency that investigates UFOs, or unidentified aerial phenomena, has recently declassified never-before-seen video from 2014, showing a mysterious flying object. This little speck has stirred up a lot of speculation. In 2017, the agency released footage of a flying object that defied explanation. The footage, which had been classified for almost 3 years, was taken by the Chilean Navy from a helicopter during the day. The pilot failed to make contact with the object, which moved like another helicopter. Even more curious, the object didn't appear on air traffic control radar. In 2 instances, the object ejected some type of gas or liquid, with high thermal tracking captured on video. A massive plume of material trailed behind the object. Most mysterious of all, the UFO released an unknown substance and vanished into the sky. Experts were stumped, with the agency's director saying, "Oh, we do not know what it was, but we do not know what it was not." After an extensive study, the Committee for the Study of Anonymous Aerial Phenomena agreed it had all the characteristics to be classified as an unidentified aerial phenomenon. Number 5. Mexican Air Force Video. On March 5, 2004, the Mexican Air Force recorded footage of 11 UFOs at 11,500 feet above southern Campeche state, surrounding a military jet. These lights were detected during a routine search for drug traffickers. Jets pursued the UFOs, but eventually gave up, and the objects disappeared. While some believe this was the work of flares, explanations also range from ball lightning to a meteorite deteriorating in Earth's atmosphere. Whatever these objects were, infrared equipment operator Lieutenant Mario Adrian Vasquez is convinced that they were completely real. Pilot Major Magdalena Castañón went so far as to suggest that the UFOs knew they were being pursued. Number 4. The Aguadilla Airport Incident. Even by UFO standards, this one's perplexing. It all started in April 2013 at the Rafael Hernandez Airport located in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. A video was taken of an unknown object swiftly flying over land and then seeming to submerge underwater. After doing so multiple times, the object appears to split in two. Supposedly, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security tried to keep this under wraps, but the video was eventually leaked by an anonymous whistleblower. A group known as the Scientific Coalition for Ufology was responsible for posting the footage online. According to the SCU website, it exhibits characteristics that cannot be explained by any known aircraft or natural phenomenon. Number 3. Go fast. Our top 3 UFO sightings are actually part of a package. Although each has a distinctive signature, the Pentagon has now declassified 3 videos showing Navy fighter pilots interacting with unidentified flying objects. Filmed by the U.S. Navy and published online in the late 2010s, they were declassified and officially released by the Pentagon in 2020. Released under the file name Go Fast, this video was taken over the East Coast in January 2015 by an F-18F Super Hornet during the USS Theodore Roosevelt UFO incidents. The footage was captured using Raytheon's Advanced Targeting Forward-Looking Infrared Pod, or FLIR. And just as entertaining as the footage itself is the fighter pilot's comments. While the audio is somewhat hard to understand, you can certainly grasp the astonishment they experience while watching the object. Number 2. FLIR 1. It's a clear blue sky, there's no wind, and you see this white object randomly moving around. It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up a little bit. Also released by the Pentagon, FLIR 1 was filmed on November 14, 2004, around the San Diego coastline. Like Go Fast, this video was also taken aboard a Super Hornet using FLIR technology. The footage was captured during the USS Nimitz UFO incident, in which the Navy had a radar visual encounter. The video centers on a dark, round object that suddenly moved slightly to the left. After lingering a little while longer, the object quickly darts even further until it's completely out of sight. Commander David Fravor can't tell you exactly what the object was, but he recalls that it accelerated like nothing he'd ever seen. There's no propulsion, there are no wings. It rapidly accelerates and disappears. Like the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Gimbal. Rounding out this trio of UFO videos is Gimbal, which the Navy captured. Sometimes getting mixed up with the USS Nimitz UFO incident, this sighting actually took place aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt by the coast of Florida. Out of the 3 videos, the object in Gimbal arguably looks the most like a flying saucer. Before you jump to any conclusions, skeptical investigator Mick West has called all 3 of these sightings into question, believing the gimbal object is just a plane. It's rotated. Honestly, the world may never know. If you think this is all of the UFO information that the US government's been sitting on, former Senator Harry Reid claims that it only scratches the surface. Because I don't think no one has the answers, and that is too bad because there are answers out there, but they're not going to get answers just by hoping they come. You can have to take some work. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments.